Hi everyone, meteorologist Ed Valley here taking a look at South America. As we've noted, these videos will become a little bit more infrequent as we head it deeper into March, but for now we're keeping with the once a week. And we're looking at the last 15 days of moisture ending on Saturday, and you notice a lot of moisture in central and eastern Argentina. This is really the heart of that phase 4 MJO we were speaking of in February, and yeah, some pretty solid rainfall. Compare that to normal, obviously well above in Argentina. So later planted soybeans likely did benefit from some of these rains. And you notice during that time it was drier than normal up in Brazil. But you notice there still was decent rainfall. But the key here, again, look at this local minimum in Mato Grosso do Sul. We've been talking about that for a while, and that continues to show up. And it's going to be an important point moving forward. But notice that MJO Phase 4 really verified pretty well here to end the month of February. So moving forward, the MJO is going to be on our minds again. And I want to talk about this very briefly because it's very important, because it is driving the pattern pretty closely to what these composites are showing. So what I mean by that is, so you see this black line? This goes back to the basically the end of January. And you notice, beginning of February, we came into phase 3, and really, right as that map I just showed you started, that's when we went into phase 4. And we've been in phase 4 for the last week to 10 days. But notice the red line, the blue line here. That's what's coming up. So we're right here, right in the middle of the circle. That means that the MJO amplitude is low. The MJO's influence on the pattern after this week is low. What does that mean? Well, it means the atmosphere is going to revert back to La Nina-like tendency, which is dry south, wetter north. And you watch, that's what's coming. So we have some influence from the MJO right now. It's going to go away later this week and into the 5 to 10 day. But then it's coming back about a week from now into phase 3 and 4. So what does that mean? Well, here's a look. Phase 2, little bit in the east, but it's still a drier look for most of Argentina here. But notice, as we head into phase 3 in later March, the wetness in south central Argentina. Phase 4, that spreads back into southern Brazil. So just keep that in mind as we're going through this conversation, because I think it's going to really dictate quite a bit of what's going on. So through the rest of this week, we have a lot of activity in northeastern Argentina and far southern Brazil. And you see multiple clusters through the middle of the week, right into the early weekend. But notice by Friday, we're starting to dry out this Argentine pattern. It's getting wetter in Brazil. That's as we really start to see La Nina influence return, as the MJO really weakens. But watch what happens as we head towards closer to day 10. You can't see it quite yet on the European, but we're starting to see the signs that we could see a return flow with some of this type of MJO activity we're going to see down the road. Now, we're independent of that. Let's take a look at the numbers through the weekend. They're going to be pretty impressive in parts of northern Argentina and into southern Brazil. Central Brazil seeing rain as well. But you notice by Monday morning, pretty much all of Brazil is well watered, with the exception of eastern Minas. But most areas pretty well watered, including northern Argentina here. You look at the GFS through similar time, same idea. Really well watered for Safrina. And northern Argentina continues to see that activity. Now, you look at the 5 to 10 day period, and you notice on the GFS, it's dry in Argentina. There's that La Nina influence. You look at the European, it's dry in Argentina. You see that? That's from the 11th through the 16th. That is the de-amplified MJO's influence. But look at the 10 to 15 day, looking at the GFS. There's the return of the moisture. Why is that? Again, we're seeing the MJO become pretty strong again, and the result, especially as we get into phase 3 and 4, will be for increased moisture again in Argentina. And if you look at the pattern in the 10 to 15 day on all of our information now, which again, the 10 to 15 day is effectively the basically the 16th through the 21st. Notice the GFS is wetter in Argentina and southern Brazil, and so is the European. See how it's coming back? That is the MJO. So here's our 16 to 30 day forecast that we issued on Friday, and it stands. We're still generally on the wetter side in parts of Argentina, A little bit cooler as well, warmer the further north one travels. But again, no major drought over the next 30 days as we continue to watch this MJO influence the pattern. So that takes us through the end of March here. If you have questions, let us know. We'll be back here next week with another video. Take care.